Alrighty. Okay, so let's start with a warm-up, and then we will catch her when she gets here. Alright, so we haven't done these in a while. Let's step over to one side, and then step out, inside leg, side lunge, and then come back up. Good, and then let's switch other side. One more. Good. Take it into the center. Toes out wide, bend the knees, and up. Good. One more. And then straighten out, reach up and over. One side. And then switch. Good. Let's step to the right side of the pole. Lift the right knee up. And then step back, lunge. Right knee up. Step back, lunge. Up. One more, and then hold it there. Right arm comes up and over. And then bring it back to center, straighten the back leg, bring it in, and come forward. And roll it up, other side. So left knee up, step back, lunge. Last one, hold it back, left arm up and over. Bring your hand back to your hip, straighten out the back leg, and hinge forward. Good, roll it up. Let's stay on this side. Come right up into the pole, reach up and side stretch. Pull back in, hook that leg, so lean out to the side, hook the inside knee. Good, let's release the arms, and then reach down, this time and up. Down, and then come back up. Good, 4, 3, 2, and last one. Good, pull it in, other side. Side stretch first. Pull it in, lean out to the side, hook the leg, and hand on your hip, reach down and up. Three, 2, and 1. Good, pull it in. Let's step to the front of the pole. Legs wide. So let's bend the knees. Reach the arms out to the side. And then come up and over. Then come all the way forward. So think about trying to keep your butt on the pole. Round through one side and then come all the way back up. Other side. So this one you don't have to keep your back straight. You can round it. Think of just stretching from your mid-back and your side. One more time. Good. Come to the center. Roll it all the way back up. And then let's bring the feet just a bit closer together. And then come down for a pole sit. Go a little bit lower. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Bring it up. Walk your body or back all the way against the pole. Reach the arms. Inhale up. And then exhale, chest forward. One more time. Bring it in. And then exhale, forward. Good. Pull it in. All right, let's come all the way down. Oh, you know what? I wanted to make sure, because for some reason the waiting room is enabled, so I wanted to make sure that she's not in the waiting room. I think you would be able to see it too, though. Okay. We're good. All right. Oh, now she is. That's so funny. As soon as I checked it. That's exactly. That's so great. Okay. So let's come all the way down. Okay, walk your hands. So let's start it on the knees. So walk your hands far forward, so past plank, and then walk it back up. One more time, walk it out, and then back up. Okay, so option to stay on the knees or take it all the way up into a plank, and then walk your hands farther out than your plank. Hold, and then walk it back in. So hands walk back underneath the shoulders, then walk it out, and then back. 2 more times. Walk it out. And back in. Good, last time. Walk it out. And in. All right, take it down. Push back, hips. And roll it up. All right, so we're gonna come to the knees behind the pole, hands come in front. So we're gonna step up onto the toes, legs are wide. Then from there, lift the feet, and then pull the knees back down. Okay, so you can either step down or lift and come down. Okay, so let's do 5 like that. Come up, lift, and then back down. So now bring the feet forward, come all the way down, and extend the legs into a straddle. All right, so we're gonna do our pole lifts with the heels down. So make sure you're sitting up tall. Feet are in a straddle, but they can be a little bit closer together than like your regular straddle. So make sure you're nice and close, pull down, press into your heels, lift up, and come down. So go for about 4 or 5 on each side, or like with each hand on top. Good. So then when you're done those, our last exercise on the ground. So you're going to place your hands down as if you're coming into a forearm stand. And then we're just going to do 10 leg lifts on each side. So you can wrap your hands around the pole. Head comes down, and then lift your back so it's touching, and then 10 leg lifts on each side. If you want to add a little pop to it, so bend the bottom leg and up, then come back down, up, and come back down, just stay nice and controlled. Woo, blood rush to your head. Okay, so the next thing we're going to go into is just some climb exercises. So climb, 2, so we're coming up, 1 climb, to a hang, bring the legs back on the pole, and then step down, just to make it a little bit easier. So, or better to slide back down. So climb up, bring the feet back, bring the legs back, and then you can step down from there. So let's do 4 on each side. Good. Yeah, think of it like heels towards your butt. Yeah, nice. So now we're gonna do just our tucks, but with the same grip first. So just your regular climb. So when you do your tucks, you're gonna just think about tucking your legs up as if you're gonna come into a climb, but then just bring them back down. So instead of doing our tucks on the side, we'll do them facing the pole. So press one forearm, the other arm up, and then tuck, and then come back down. Okay, so just 5 on each side. So your legs can go, or your knees can go on either side of the pole. You can come up here, and then down, here, and up. Good. All right. So let's do a couple fan kicks. So hook your bicep, and so we're gonna go fan kick, and then back the other way on the same side. So around, tap, and then back around. Okay, so we'll do the same thing, 4 on each side. So try and control it on the way down so that you can go back the other way. So up and over, tap down, and then back. Good. Good. Whew. Okay, so the next one is going to be side climb, but it's going to start with the leg in the back. So you're going to hook your leg, bring the leg to the back, then pull it up for side climb. So hook, drop it down, pull up, side climb up, and then bring the legs open and around into a sit. So the leg hooks, send your bottom leg back, then pull up and into a sit. Woo. So let's do 3 rounds on each side. Very nice. Good. That dreaded other side.
You know.
I know.
Feel weak in general.
I know, my left side's feeling super weak lately. Just gotta keep drilling it home.
I know.
I know. All right.
Far gone.
Cool. So maybe I know, fuck. So maybe one more time, and then we'll do so we're going to be doing 5 static poses today. That's my goal. And then next week I want to do a little bit of spin. Okay, so take a second, and then we'll get started with those. Okay. So, the first one comes from a layback. So, and it's one that all of these that we're doing today we've done before. It's just been some time, so we'll just kind of pick up and see where we are. So, the first one's from a layback. So let's just do a layback. Let's warm up by doing climb, sit, layback. Cross leg is fine. Good. So then what we're basically going to do from there is, because we're playing with a little smaller amount of space, I kind of want to turn it into like a handstand variation of this trick as opposed to all up on the pole, so we'll see. So it's basically just your bow and arrow. It's usually called archer when you drop one arm, so that's kind of what we're going to try and do. So come up, climb, sit, lay back. So hands come underneath and you start to extend into the one foot, and then I wanted to put one arm down, and so you have one arm on the pole, opposite leg is either away or just bent. Then from there you would just kind of come out of it like a handstand kickoff, or how you would do kind of like a handstand dismount, just a little bit different with your back to the pole. Okay, so the goal would be to get the foot hooked, your arms extend more, and then one hand comes to the floor. One leg is still on the pole, one leg is bending. So
does it matter which hand to leg?
So it would be, I think, opposite. Let me double check. Yeah, so opposite arm to leg. So my right arm's on the pole. Actually, well, no, technically it's right arm, right leg is on the pole. My left hand's down, my left knee's bent.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. So, exit strategies. Like we all know, when you do hands behind your back, you just tuck your chin, you lower down into like a shoulder stand. That's option number 1. The other one would be to come back up into a layback, but you'd be probably further than that. So usually you just come down onto shoulders and you roll out of it. So then, yeah, but hook one leg, and then I can't see your hands, but then maybe drop one arm, and then you can go from there. Yeah, and then you would kind of walk over out of it. Yeah. Did you end up putting a bottom hand down? Yeah, okay, sweet. So yeah, just continue to go into laybacks and just kind of feel where you are at with them. So whether it's coming into bow and arrow, whether it's bow and arrow and then put an arm down, let's just take a couple more minutes to work on that. Good. And it also could be putting two hands on the floor first, out of your layback, then putting one arm up on the pole and releasing one leg. So I'll show that way as well. So you could come down with both arms. Okay, and then maybe find a hook or bow and arrow from there. You could also try and bring one arm up and then lift one leg off. That's a little bit hard, like it's hard to go from two hands to one hand on the floor, but still doable. Good. All right, one more time with this, and then we're going to go into a move from genie. All right, so with your genie, you have a couple options to get into it. So either side climb or come from an invert, hook your top leg, and then walk down into it. So if you're coming from invert Gemini, you come up, hook your leg, and then the bottom leg has to come around and hook the pole. Okay, the other way is from side climb. So what we're going to do today is from genie, actually just go over genie, so let's review genie. But then from there, your bottom hand is going to come down underneath that bottom knee, just like a wrist sit, and then you work to extend the legs. So it's exactly like, it's going to feel like you're doing a cradle straddle, but just remember that your legs are in front of the pole. So it feels like you're doing a cradle straddle, but also a wrist sit. So your hand is going to be directly under that bottom knee, and then you kind of just literally straighten your legs, and you have to lift your chest a little bit. Okay, so review genie first, and then we'll try and make the bottom arm feel steady and work to extend the legs. Yeah. So from genie, bottom hand comes from the center and then goes all the way down underneath the bottom leg, and then you kind of just like wrist it, extend the legs. From there you can hook your top leg again and step off, or you can come into like a side sit or something like that. Yeah, good. So this one's pretty cool on spin pole, as you can imagine, right? Because it just moves as you are going into the straddle. And then try the genie on the other side. Good. So it's a lot of just making sure your top arm isn't too high, very similar to cradle straddle, that you just want to have like good distance so that you can kind of push and lift into it a little bit. Yeah, nice. All right, so that one's called the extended genie. Okay, so the next one we're gonna do is gonna come from a Gemini. So that's the next step, is just to review our Gemini. So work on invert to outside leg hook. Let's do that once, and then we'll go into the next one. Whew. I know, right? Leg hangs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So just continue to work on Gemini, right? Like just start with that. That's the most important part. So I'll just go into what the next part is. So when you come up into your Gemini. Whew. Okay. So from here, you're going to find shooting star for a minute. Well, not full shooting star. Like you're going to find your hip and your bottom arm. Then you try and wrap your arm almost like flag, and then you stick your leg back. So it's like flag Gemini. So it's not full flag. You're not doing anything to like pull the body, I guess, out away from the pole. Like, so you're really just trying to get the arms of flag and the legs of Gemini. Okay, so I'll do it again.
Okay. So is it your top leg that's bent is also the same arm that you're doing the flag?
Yes. Yep, so
Okay.
it's almost like, it almost looks like you're resting your knee on top of your elbow. But it should still be like pretty much fully hooked like a Gemini. So you come up, Gemini. Okay, push your bottom arm, because that arm is going to stay like that. So it's basically just like this, with this leg back away from the pole. That's where it is, but you got to bring your hip in first so that you can transfer this arm to your forearm, and then this leg goes back. So that arm is a little bit harder for me to find flag. So it's just a little bit bendy in the sense that you want to try and pull your body and your arm into flag. So try and think of like pulling the pole in towards your body as you're in Gemini. Yeah, and then the final pose is where you stick your leg back. Yeah, just like that. Yeah. I know, it's pretty like congested in one spot. So when you find shooting star, well, not really shooting star, it's almost more like apprentice. Think of lifting, so use your bottom arm to really lift your top shoulder up, wrap the arm, and then take it back. So one side seems to work, definitely not the other side. Yeah, so what I'm finding is the more that you can push with your bottom arm to lift your shoulder, your top shoulder up to try and get it right up in there, the better. Yeah, that's good. All right, let's try this one once or twice more. And then we got 2 more. Yeah, so really push up, even higher with your bottom arm maybe. Yeah, and then wrap that arm in there. Yeah, good, and then take that leg back. So you don't need to lift your hips too much. Your hips can still stay down because you're almost going into like a butterfly, right? Your hips can stay dropped. You just want to send your leg back. Alrighty, so the next one comes from either side climb or brass monkey. So what we would do is either side climb to side sit and then transition from there. So we're going to try that one first, and then we'll do brass monkey because you have to lift up from brass monkey to do it. So coming from side climb, hook, side sit. From there, the leg is going to go behind, and then you're going to reach, so opposite arm, the leg that's hooked, opposite arm is up, and then you take this leg back. Actually, wait. That's snowflake. No, I'm pretty sure that's it. Let me double check. Because that's the one that we call snowflake. I'm pretty sure. Okay, yeah, it's pretty much that. The only difference is you're going to change where your bottom hand goes. So you're just going to try and reach past the pole instead of reach behind to grab your leg. You're going to reach more across. So let's say you come from side climb, side sit, send it back, arm is just above, and then this arm should I think it was just what we did.
The opposite?
Yeah, the opposite. Oh, you know why? Because I'm hooking the leg wrong. So you either have to do it from, sorry, not a side climb, it was a side sit where you sit onto the side and then you come back. So that's my bad. So like not a side sit the same way that you're like on the side of the pole, like where you come into a sit and then you lean to the side, right? So that the knee comes into the pole, then you come down that way, right? So your knee is actually trapped in the pole that way. So then, because that's how it is when you come up from brass monkey. So then you have opposite arm to leg. I'll turn a little bit and then you reach down that way. So it looks very similar, the leg's just hooked a different way. So to get into that one, you have to come from a sit and then lean to the side. So I usually find that way a little bit harder because you just have to take a little bit more care as to how the leg gets in there. You have to like lean to the side pretty far, and then you have to bring your hips back. So let's try the way where you come up from brass monkey. So when you come into your leg hook, that's the proper way to hook the leg. Then you extend the top, come up, and then you're right there. All you have to do is drop that bottom leg and reach for it. Yeah, so then your top arm is opposite, yep. Then reach down for your other leg, but think of it like you're gonna reach down and put your foot in front of the pole. So like instead of reaching back, you're gonna reach kind of down, and then you want your foot to be in front. So I'll do it again when you come up. So when you reach back, you want to reach in front of the pole, then extend. But even just working on brass monkey to lifting up, right? So we haven't, so it's just work through that because it's been a minute. Just remember to really use that foot and then push with that top arm to lift your chest. Yeah, good. And then reach back, yeah? Nice.
Don't mind me, I Charlie horsed myself.
Oh no! Alright, let's do this one more time. So I'll go through, if you did want to try one more time from the sit, it's actually like it's a nice transition. It just takes some time to get used to it. So usually what you would do is come from a climb. You would use your forearm and then kind of come into a sit, but then really lean to the side. Then you slowly drop down so that you keep your knee there. Then you reach back and try and extend that leg. So that one we used to do a lot because it's a good transition to actually roll down and do more of like a drop down into brass monkey. You need a fair amount of space for it, but that sit transition, it also gets you into that Rico split, or not Rico, Remy sit. Oh yeah, back of the knee. I know, it's very pinchy.
Oh, it's like a baby's bottom back there again.
I know, just everything's more sensitive. All right, so the last one. Okay. So the last one, not gonna lie, is kind of in the same spot of the leg, so we'll see how we do. It's not, if not, we'll pick it up next time. So pretty much, you're gonna think of this like it's coming from, it could come from a few spots. It could come from Gemini, or genie. So it's called sneaky straddle, or sneaky, because it's not quite a sneaky V. So pretty much all it is you're trying to almost like do a chopper, but one leg is in front, like one leg is actually in front of the pole, so it kind of ends up tilting a different way. So if you come from genie, your hands would come to the center, both of them. You lean your shoulder pretty much all the way down. Like I'm essentially resting my tricep against my bottom leg. So this would be step one. And then even just holding this for a moment, even trying to reach down with your outside arm, just hold that. But then the sneaky straddle itself is coming from there, extending the legs, and literally doing like a chopper. So it looks pretty cool. You're really just pushing into the bottom leg and you're keeping a tilt the whole time. So you're tilting down and then the other leg comes kind of down towards your ear. Pretty much just like Sneaky V, but it's been a second since we've even done, so you might not remember what it looks like. So Sneaky V, the legs are in a straddle. They're just kind of, you're tilting differently. So this is pretty much the same. The arms are just together and not separated. So I would say just try and do like the hangout and genie. See if you can tilt your shoulders all the way down, extend the arms, and just feel how that feels, because it's really just that. And then you work to straighten your legs and find the tilt. So just hang out there, do a couple of those, and then we'll be good. That's step 1. Yeah, good. All right, so feel free to take as much time as you want to finish maybe doing it one more time or get settled, and then we'll do a quick cool down on your mat. So we're going to start by coming into puppy pose. With the arms extended out, your chest down, and then 5 times you're going to inhale, lift, push into your palms, slightly lift and round your spine, and then exhale, come back down. Inhale, lift, and then exhale back down. Think of opening your upper back, and then release down. Good, and then from here, come up, keep your forearms down, come all the way forward onto your front. And then slide your hands, we'll go slide your hands back. Hands underneath the shoulders, legs are wide, toes or tops of feet are down. Let's do 5 times lifting up to cobra. So inhale, lift your chest, push down. And then exhale, roll down. Good, inhale up. Think of your shoulder blades rolling back, squeezing, and roll down. Think of lengthening also your neck so that you're not turtle. One more time. Good. And then we're going to roll onto the side. Your hand can be resting underneath your head for support, or you can lay all the way down with your head on your bicep. Knees are going to be bent. And then take your right ankle with your right arm or whatever leg is on top. And think of doing a half bow so that you're pushing. You don't have to like push too hard into your hand. Think more like you're going to tuck your hip under and work to feel the stretch in the hip flexor. Good, and then roll it over to the other side, same thing. Good. Roll it onto your back. And then let's go into happy baby. So feet come up towards the ceiling. Reach for the insides of the foot. Knees, let them come down and out fairly wide. And then let your tailbone ground down so it doesn't pull you up and back. And then from here, you can either stay or extend the legs and come into a straddle. One more deep breath. And then slowly pull the legs in, hug it out, rock it side to side. Good, roll all the way up to seated. Okay, let's roll the shoulders. And then inhale with the arms up. Exhale, reach down. Grab opposite elbows behind your back or interlace the fingers. Lift your chest. Good, and then let's fold forward. Good, roll it all the way up. Awesome. All right, thank you guys. So what I'm doing is putting the videos up on, so the videos from here go up onto Patreon after as well, so they always can be referenced back, so they're up forever. But yeah, if you guys have any questions about how it works, the live streams, they have a live stream software that goes through Patreon, but unfortunately it doesn't work as well, so I want to continue doing it like this. Since I've found a way to make my camera, like this is obviously a lot clearer. Do you guys see it, like the picture, a lot better than what it used to be?
Yeah.
Yeah. So hopefully continuing to improve on that. But yeah, so with Patreon, just the live recording would go onto it, and I pin my video so it only it only ends up being of my screen, but I also record it not directly through Zoom. It's recorded through a different software, so really it's just like, so it ends up being pretty nice. But yeah, as we go along with it, like let me know if you have any questions, because it's definitely a new thing. But I put up a few more intermediate things on there. So I did another conditioning. I did a foam rolling kind of tutorial / routine with it. And yeah, I'll just be continuing to put up more stuff. So it's good.
Awesome. Thanks, Alex.
Awesome. Okay, I'll see you guys soon. All right, bye.
Thank you.